As I recorded this Q&A on a Thursday, and this person actually gave me this question on a Friday, I didn't have a chance to actually go through it because my phone was on the fritz, so I wasn't able to actually see your question. But I saw your question on Monday when I got this up, and I'm going to go ahead and answer your question. This is from Largest85, and your question to me is this: what happened to the new Nation of Domination angle? I actually had a chance to look it up, and I saw an article from Google. They were from the Inquisitor that was talking about how racism was pretty much leading the whole new Nation of Domination angle to come back. But they changed their name to the New Nation, and they're actually trying out the faction in live events instead of actually doing it on Raw or SmackDown at this point. They had a lot of, I haven't heard any negative things about it yet. It's kind of neutral, but they're still trying it out. But if it goes well, we might see them on Raw and they might come together. But right now, it's just a trial run, and we don't really know when they're going to actually be on the air. But we'll just see from there and see where it goes. Because so far, with the whole, I guess they wanted to not have the racist cards. That's probably the reason why they did it. But either or, we'll see. It'll take some time, and I'm hoping that we'll see him on Raw or SmackDown. Thank you so much, Largest, for sending me your question. And right now, let's get started with the Q&A. What's up, people? Nature Girl 30 here, and this is now my mini Q&A number 74. I mixed up the numbers before, but this actually is 74. But I missed a few questions from my last Q&A that I didn't answer from 3 people. So I'm going to get started with those, and then I'll get started with my new ones that are sent from YouTube. My first set of questions that I missed came from Final Limits. What do you think of Luke Harper? I'm really impressed with somebody his size to be able to be such a great high flyer, or a guy that is able to take risks. And I'm hoping that someday he will actually be able to have some gold around his waist, especially on Raw. But we'll see. More than likely, if Bray Wyatt actually gets gold first, we know that the other 2 are going to be next. So it all depends on Bray. But yeah, I'm really impressed with him. Thoughts on Mizzy Cage? That's that's literally starting to trend on Twitter. Like, I almost got tongue tied there. But yeah, it's kind of cool, honestly. And I really do like the whole the whole like pseudo Johnny Cage kind of gimmick. I like his Johnny Cage gimmick. I really do like it. Maybe he is paying homage to Johnny Cage. I have no idea. But I like his gimmick, and I like the way he reinvented himself. Imagine if The Miz in Mortal Kombat, with his Johnny Cage gimmick, the same as Johnny Cage, how would you think their reaction would be meeting each other at the same time? It really would be interesting if they actually did have a WWE Mortal Kombat crossover. It really would. Seeing The Miz dressed as Johnny Cage and Johnny Cage actually coming up as Johnny Cage, let's be real, Johnny Cage will probably call him a has-been. The Miz will call him a never was, and then they'll be going back and forth to the point where Johnny Cage will beat the ever-loving crap out of him because he can throw projectiles and The Miz can't. Enough said. But it really would be interesting to actually see that meeting happen. The next one I missed came from Ray Busia. If you took a photo, and this is the one that you were talking about with Randy Orton. If you took a photo with him and he posted it on Twitter, the 2 of you together, and some crap about you, look, it's my black grandma, what would you do? Honestly, I really wouldn't take a picture of Randy Orton because Randy Orton is notorious for pulling crap like that. He treats his fans like garbage. Seriously, he does. So I wouldn't take a picture from him. I would be ogling from afar because I'm not going to lie, Randy Orton's hot, but he's just mean. So I'll keep my distance. What if Flair did the same thing to you? Would you be heartbroken since you love him so much? Yes, I love Ric Flair. Ric Flair is an awesome, awesome guy, and honestly, I'm not so much. I mean, I'm not a mark for anything, but I will mark out for Ric Flair. But honestly, my dad has met Ric Flair. He got me an autographed picture from him, and he said he's the nicest guy he ever met. And he's met a few wrestlers, but he said that he's like the nicest guy he's ever met, and I believe that. So I really doubt that he would do that. I think he's very appreciative towards his fans. But if he did pull a Randy Orton, yeah, it would break my heart because I would never expect that out of him. The next question that I missed comes from Little Fish. I wish I would skip this, but this is somewhat of a legitimate question, so I will answer it. Are black women just as violent as black men? Since me being a black woman, I will answer that. Speaking for myself, I'm not one of them. That answers your question. Moving on from there to the new ones. Peyto Nealon. What do you think okay, you asked me about that. What did you think of Jake the Snake Roberts in WrestleMania? Yeah, I think I did answer that. Sorry, but I'll still put you on the credits since I did kind of acknowledge your question. You will still be put on the credits. But anyway, my first set of questions, my new ones, my actually new ones, comes from Get the Hook. Do you think Antonio Cesaro is handsome? Yes, he's a handsome guy. He's Swiss. Enough said. The guy is hot. Not only that, he can speak 8 languages. That's even more attractive. And he has a really cool accent. If you could have lunch or hang out with any wrestler for a day, who will it be and what will you talk about? Ooh. Honestly, I don't know. I have so many. I don't know. It's kind of a hard one. I will say that I would love to have lunch with Ric Flair, but then Ric Flair would probably be flirting with me the whole time because the guy is a flirt. He's a huge flirt, and he'll probably be kissing my hand a lot. So I'm like, I don't know about hanging out with Ric Flair. But honestly, I will say that the coolest guy to possibly hang out with, why not Bo Dallas? Why not? See what philosophies that Bo Dallas has in his head about Bo leaving. It would be kind of cool to actually hear what he has to say. But honestly, the one chick that I would love to hang out with besides Bo Dallas, I would love to hang out with Eva Marie. I really would. Eva Marie seems like the type of heel as well as the type of chick that would be really cool to hang out with, as well as Lita. I would love to actually hang out with those two, Lita and Eva Marie, because she seems really cool on WWE on Divas on the Total Divas show, and I really do kind of want to pick her brain about how she feels about being the complete newbie going into the Divas division, as well as not having any wrestling knowledge, but improving. Like, this is something that she really wants to stay or stick to doing, or how is she progressing? Where does she see in the next few years? Where does she see herself in her career in the next few years? I would love to be able to pick her brain, as well as actually hang out with Lita, because Lita's a cool chick. It seems like she's the type of chick that you can go out to go with on a bar and sit at a bar and have a few beers. Like, she's that kind of chick to hang out with, seriously. So yeah, those are the 3 people I would hang out with: Bo Dallas, Eva Marie, and Lita. Those 3. But yeah, great question, man. If you suspected any wrestler of being gay or lesbian or in the closet, who do you think they would be? Fandango. Yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if Fandango is somewhat, maybe not closeted, but I would say if he was bisexual, I wouldn't be surprised. As for gay, well, honestly, I really can't see anybody else being gay or lesbian for that matter. I will say Rosa Mendez, I wouldn't be surprised if she's gay, or she's at least kissed a few women. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Not insulting them to say that they aren't, but I'm just saying, if they are, I wouldn't be surprised, because Rosa Mendez seems like the type of woman that prefers kissing ladies as well as men, and probably enjoys kissing ladies more. That kind of sounds like an insult. Never mind. I'm gonna move on from this question and move on to something else. If the WWE was going to release people, who would you not miss or care if they got released? I hate to say it, but yeah, Heath Slater. I really wouldn't mind if he got released at all, because number one, you don't really see him that often, and number two, he's still doing the whole 3-man band gimmick, and he's not really trying to reinvent himself. I would miss it if he left, which is sad to say, but yeah, I really wouldn't. As well as JTG. I wouldn't miss him either, because we know that Crime Time's never going to get back together, and there's only so far he can go. But yeah, those are the 2. Which male wrestlers do you think have okay, which male wrestlers do you think has the best butt? Y'all gonna hate me for saying this because I know how many people in the entire YWC and IWC hate this guy. But I'm gonna say John Cena. John Cena's got a butt that you can literally eat breakfast off of. It's like table. Like he has a butt like a black chick. Something I never would imagine on a guy, but he literally just has he's stacked down there. So seriously, it would be John Cena straight up, and it looks nice. And I'm a chick, so I'm gonna say it. John Cena has the best one by far. I would say The Rock, but nah, it's John Cena by far. He has the one you can. Never mind. I'm just gonna move on from there. This one's from Lonnie Lowell. All right, why do you never wear makeup? Okay, you're a woman and you're supposed to wear makeup. No, not all women have to wear makeup, and I choose not to. Why do you mess up? Okay, why did you mess up your Q&A number? You know what? If you're gonna be a complete dick about this, then I'm just gonna move on from your question, seriously, because it seems like every question that you freaking send me is always something either condescending or racist. So I'm gonna move on from you right now. I'm just moving on to the next person. The next one comes from Final Limits. But I'll still put you on my credits since I did answer your question. I am going to be that nice and actually put you on credit on the credits at the end. But no, I'm not answering any more condescending questions like that. But moving on. Final Limits. Which Scorpion outfit do you like the most from the first MK? And the one that's coming out now. Honestly, the first MK was just kind of cheesy. They were just trying to find out new ways to actually have his character, and yeah, the legendary orange, yellow and black, or if it's orange and black, depending on your television. But yeah, I think the one now is a lot better because it makes him look undead. Like we all know that Scorpion is a specter. We know that he's a specter, and he's already half his corpse is rotted off in hell. So we know that his costume now actually works out because you can see more of a skull. So honestly, I'm saying that the one from Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10 is much better than Mortal Kombat 1. Of course, it's a huge upgrade. Ever play MK4 on PS1 or N64? Yes, I do have MK4 for PS1. My PS1 unfortunately got destroyed, but I have played it, and my favorite music is from The Living Forest because they literally knew how to add the flute in there without making it look cheesy. They made it sound so sinister, so eerie, so scary with just the flute in there. And I thought it was absolutely awesome, but I cannot find the song to upload for my phone. I really do want to have that ringtone for my phone, and I can't seem to find it. I can find it on YouTube, but not on my phone, and it sucks. But if you guys know how to find it, how to put it on your phone, as well as knowing what site to go to download it as a ringtone, let me know, because I really do like that song. What are your favorite Mortal Kombat quotes from each of the characters? Wow. Of course, it's the obvious ones. Get over here and come here. I think come here is like is the best one. But yeah, any Shao Kahn taunt that comes out, especially the one from Mortal Kombat 9, it's official. You suck. I thought that was pretty cool and pretty funny. So honestly, anything from Shao Kahn or Scorpion, but mostly it's official. You suck or come here. Best ones, seriously. In my case, have you ever created an MK character in wrestling games? No, because honestly, I like to keep my things separated. I know I'm weird. I'd rather have my wrestling separated from my MK because honestly, it's just not the same. Like if I play Mortal Kombat 9, I don't want to put a wrestler in there, even though we do have a wrestler in there. Hint, hint, Mizzy Cage. But yeah, I just kind of keep them separate. But no, I haven't done that. Do you think 70s style clothes are weird? No, because it's actually coming back in style. Like everything from the 70s and from the 80s is starting to become back in style, and people are literally paying $50 or $100 for something they can actually find at a thrift store for like $10. But I don't think I would want to bring 70s back. But, well, even though I have the retro hair, but either or, I'm just the type of person to keep it moving. But I'm not really a fashion type of gal. I'm not really into the whole fashion sense kind of thing. I don't really pay attention to all that. Me, just give me a t-shirt with maybe a logo with some anime on it, and something I can, like, my ultimate nerd gear, and and I'll be straight. Seriously, that's just me. But no, I don't think they're weird. I think they're kind of cool, but depending on the person. If you were around in the 70s, what clothes would you have worn? Obviously, bell bottoms and a shirt. Probably bell bottoms and a baby doll shirt. That's pretty much what I would wear. My next set of questions comes from Nintendo Fanboy 1988. What did you eat for breakfast today, and what do you eat for breakfast normally? Um, Today I actually went to McDonald's because I had to run some errands this morning. It is freaking hot outside. It's actually under a heat advisory, so I did my errands this morning. So all I did was just go and get an iced coffee and a sausage McMuffin at a sausage biscuit at McDonald's, and that's pretty much what I ate this morning. But usually in the morning, I usually eat cereal or pancakes or homemade biscuits. If I feel like making a salmon patties, I switch it up occasionally, and it all depends on how much I'll have for the next day. Because if I actually make something on Sunday, I wanted to kind of have it already made in the morning so I can just heat it up and go. Because I have to be at work early. But yeah, why don't you wait? Okay, why don't you wear makeup and your and why don't you wear makeup and dresses in your videos? Don't you normally wear t-shirts and jeans? Gosh, everybody's kind of on the fact that I don't wear makeup, but the way you said it don't sound so condescending. So no, I mean, the reason why I don't really wear makeup is because I don't like wearing makeup unless I have to. If I have to go to an interview, I wear makeup. If I have to go to church, I might wear some makeup. If I go to a funeral or a wedding, I wear makeup. But I don't wear it every day. That's just not me. And I don't have to. What are your top five fave Soul Calibur characters? Oh, Ivy is one of my favorites because I love her sword. Sophitia and Alexandra, the two sisters, because I like swords. So, and they're kind of Grecian style. And I mean, I guess I like their attire as well as the way that they fight. Taki is usually the chick that everybody goes to, the ninja, and she's pretty cool to use. And I think I actually said four so far. And of course, Cervantes. I love Cervantes or Mitsurugi. I think that's how you say his name. But I like him or Cervantes. Actually, that's six that I actually said. Top five least favorite SD characters. Ooh, Voldo. I don't like Voldo because Voldo's so freaking hard to use, and it's really, you have to know every combo and every tricky skill in order to pull off the most awesome combos. I don't like Nightmare because Nightmare is a distance fighter. I don't like it. That chick with the long staff. I think that her blade is like a naginata. I can't remember what it is, but I don't like the long distance fighters because the long distance fighters, you literally have to be at a long distance in order to pull off an awesome combo. I don't like the long distance fighters, so that probably includes maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then Voldo because of the way he fights. I don't like Voldo at all. Which game is your favorite? Which game is your favorite and least favorite Soul Calibur game? I will say the Soul Calibur 2 will always be my favorite one. Soul Calibur 4 was okay. But honestly, I have to say the Soul Calibur and Soul Calibur 2 are my classic ones. But any Soul Calibur after Soul Calibur 2, I didn't like it so much because it was just, number one, I love the Weapons Master mode. I really did, because you were able to get different kinds of weapons, including the legendary ones. And if you get the legendary ones, you're unstoppable. Especially if you get the good Soul Calibur, you're able to build your power up with more hits that you take. So honestly, when they took that part out for Weapons Master, and then they had no endings, the Soul Caliburs after Soul Calibur 2, didn't really like it that much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The next one comes from Brony Loney. Or Brony Lonnie, either or. It's kind of funny. What if Eva Marie was in a match and accidentally busted open and bled like Mick Foley? Okay. it would be bad if I think that all the fans would react like in total shock, and I don't think that she's gonna get beat up that bad in order to get, no. I think a lot of people would be shocked by that. Seriously, I know I would be. Um, and the next set of questions, actually, my final set comes from Dave Lester. Do you think Rowan Blanchard Riley from Girl Meets World looks more like Luke Harper than AJ Lee? No. I really don't think that she looks like Luke Harper or AJ Lee. She might have the hair. They have some resemblance with the hair, but honestly, she's herself. She doesn't look completely like AJ Lee. She maybe have some similarities, but not completely like AJ Lee. And I know I've said some things that are different, but yeah, after looking at it, no. Is Corey and Topanga Jewish? I have no idea. Do you think Maya should have been the main character of Girl Meets World since she's a way better actress than Riley? Um, in a way, she kind of is. The reason why I say that is because Maya has had a lot more growth than Riley. Riley is still struggling to find herself and find her where she belongs in the world. But it's Maya that's literally growing the most. She's from pretty much a broken home, so she's learning how to love and being herself through her friends. So in a way, she kind of is the main character, while Riley is somewhat of a secondary character. So if you honestly think about it that way, I mean that's how I see it. Why does Riley's boyfriend look like he's 19 on Girl Meets World? The sad thing is, here's how I believe, in my opinion. I don't believe that that's going to be Riley's boyfriend. I think Riley is just having a hard-on crush right now. But in the end, I think he's gonna hook up with Maya. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's gonna be Maya's boyfriend. But in that case, why he looks like he's 19, I have no idea. He probably is. Or maybe he could be 17, but these days you really don't know the ages of all these kids because they look huge and they're a lot younger than what they are. So you really don't know what his real age is unless he tells you. Imagine if they took a time machine and went back to 1993 in the first season of Boy Meets World. How would you think the girls and the boys of Farkle and Riley's boyfriend um, would mesh with the kid versions of Topanga, Sean, Minkus, and Corey? Honestly, they would probably be in shock. Like, number one, Minkus would be Farkle would be in shock to see his dad as a young kid, and also Riley's boyfriend will probably think that the whole situation is weird, but they're really not dating yet. Like, they're really not together yet. So it's kind of difficult to say that he would even care. He would pretty much just be like, "Wow, you look small, Mr. Matthews." Like, he'll probably call him Corey and just feel weird about it. But it'll be weird for Farkle to see his dad to be small. Like, seriously, it really would be. But that would be an awesome episode if they're actually able to time travel and see how their parents looked as and have Riley see her parents in a younger state, and actually see her mom for who she was and Corey for who he was before they became grown-ups. It would be a real cool episode, and I hope that somehow the Disney will pull that off. But guys, these are my questions. These are my questions. These are y'all's questions for me. Thank you so much for sending me these questions, y'all. And of course, as usual, send them to my YouTube inbox or by Twitter at RKA30 #NatureGirlQ&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.